All right, so for this one is going to be the 5s trick for middle school number sense. Now, here's the thing. Whenever we multiply 5 times 26, I want to rewrite the 5 as 10 divided by 2. Because if you think of about it that way, the trick will make a lot more sense. So let's say instead of saying 5 times 26, let's say 10 divided by 2 times 26. Now, if I have that, then that means I can also say 10 times 26 divided by 2. So instead of dividing the 10 by 2, I'm going to divide the 26 by 2. So now if I do that, 26 divided by 2 is 13. So my answer is 130, right? So let's think about what I did. What I did is I redistributed the 2. Instead of dividing the 10, I divided the actual number by 2, and then which I got, and then I just stuck a 0 in the front. Okay, so if I generalize this, I'm going to divide this by 2, which is 17, and then I'm going to put a 0. Okay, now this is when it's even. If it's odd, instead of putting a 0 like you did here and here, we're going to put a 5. Okay, so since I put a 5 now what I did is I took care of the odd. Now I go down 1, I look at 26 and divide that by 2, and that's 13. So 135 is your answer. So whenever you have an odd, you're going to put a 5. And then go down 1, so it's 48. Half of 48 is 24. Okay? Now this one's a little bit tricky because normally if it would have been a 46 times 5, we would put a 0 right off the bat because it's even, right? But because there's a decimal, the test writers are doing it on purpose so they can trick you, because if you were to put the 0 and then put the 23, right? Because half of 46 is 23, you're going to end up having to put the decimal here because of that point here. So whenever you see that decimal moved over 1, you don't put the 0 because that's wrong, because in the number sense test, that's called an extra 0. You can't put that. So your answer here is just going to be 23. Okay, so same thing here. It's odd. I mean, it's even, right? We normally put a 0, but we're not because there's a decimal there. So all we're doing is just going to cut it in half, and that's my answer. Okay, over here, it's going to be kind of opposite. So we're going to put this 0 here, and then now do 5 times this. So when we normally do 5 times 38, we ask ourselves, is that odd or even? It's even, so we put a 0. And now we cut that in half, that's 19. Okay, so same thing here. We put this 0 down, then we do 5 times 202. Is that even or odd? Even, so we put a 0. Now cut this in half, 101. Okay, same thing here. We write this 0 down, so we took care of that. Now it's 5 times this. Is that even or odd? Even, so we put a 0, cut this in half, 303.